G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Today we are looking at Solus 4, which has been a long time in the making, and I've been looking forward to this talk for a long time. Probably not as many changes as I would have hoped to have been going back 18 months ago, but they are chipping away at the changes quite nicely in Solus. So, and there's a few subtle changes in Solus in this release. So I haven't run it for a while. I did run it for probably 12 months or so, going back a couple of years ago, and I was really enjoying it. And then I changed and I thought I'll wait for Solus 4 to come out. That's where the no change, I never went back to it because it took so long to come out. So I'm just testing at this point in time to see what's going on. So let's have a look at their website here, Solus 4 Fortitude released. So they're proud to announce the immediate availability of Solus 4 Fortitude, a new major release of the Solus operating system. This release delivers a brand new Budgie experience, updated sets of default applications and theming, and hardware enablement. So in general, default applications, all our editions feature Firefox, LibreOffice, Rhythmbox and Thunderbird. Our Budgie and GNOME editions ship with GNOME MPV 0.16, and the Mate edition ships with VLC 3.06. Hardware and kernel enablement. This release of Solus ships with Linux kernel 4.2.16, enabling us to provide support for AMD Picasso and Raven 2 APUs, AMD Vega 20, and broader Vega 10 enablement, as well as improved support for Intel, Coffee Lake and Ice Lake CPUs. Furthermore, Linux kernel 4.2 expands our support for other hardware devices such as touchpad support for the Lenovo IdeaPad, those models there, and Mesa has been upgraded to the latest release 19, enabling to provide OpenGL 4.5 API support for supported cards, as well as support for newer AMD Polaris, Vega 10, Vega 20, and Vega M cards. Multimedia upgrades. This release ships with FFmpeg 4.1.1, the latest of the 4 series. This release has enabled us to deliver improved VAAPI, MPEG and VP8 decoding, as well as support for AOM AV1 encoding, decoding and parsing. We've also enabled support in VLC for DAV1D and open source AV1 decoder. Not sure what some of that means, but I'll believe them. So there's obviously a few things there that I'm unaware of what's going on there, but some people will be aware of what's going on there. Also the Software Center. The Software Center has seen some minor refinements and fixes ahead of our planned rewrite. Specifically, we have fixed instances where search results may not show the package summary or description when ampersand is used in it. Additionally, WPS Office has been removed from third party due to the introduction of an unforceable EULA by the developers. Fair enough. So Budgie. So that's a general stuff for Solus. And we're on to Budgie. So this is the Budgie Desktop we're running here. Solus ships with our brand new release of the Budgie 10 series, Budgie 10.5, as well as complementing this release by shipping Solus 4 out of the box with the Plata Noir GTK theme. Not sure if I said that right, but I did my best. And Applet's Budgie menu. This Budgie release introduces a few refinements to Budgie menu. We no longer show applications multiple times in non-compact mode when headers are turned off. We will also attempt to eliminate the sundry category by automatically moving them to an other category if the category is available. They have caffeine mode. Budgie 10.5 introduces a new applet called caffeine mode. Caffeine mode is designed to ensure your system does not automatically suspend, lock or dim when you're hard at work. Caffeine mode supports notifications when it is turned on or off, setting a timer to automatically turn off caffeine mode, turning up your display brightness to max or a designated brightness level. We'd like to thank Yusan9 for their amazing work on this applet. So the caffeine mode, let's have a look at that. If we go to the Budgie Desktop settings, bottom panel, add applet and caffeine, and add applet there. Okay, caffeine mode, we have a timer there, so we can up that, down that. We can turn caffeine mode on. As you can see, your little steam's coming out of the coffee cup there. That means caffeine mode is on, which means that your screen will not turn off when you're very busy or watching YouTube and so forth, or like me, sometimes when I'm editing a video, suddenly you're watching it back and then the screen starts turning off. Very annoying. So caffeine mode is very good indeed. And they got the little timer there. I don't know if there's anything on the right click. No, that's all left click. So there we go. Icon task list. So Budgie 10.5 provides a massive upgrade to the icon task list applet. Our new icon task list applet has improved application detection to more consistently group applications and introduces a brand new icon task list popover experience. So this new popover design enables you to close all instances of the selected application. Let's have a look. So if we, that should have been a right click, I think. So close window, show window controls. Okay, so we can move to certain workspaces, minimize, maximize, always on top. Pretty handy. Launch new instance. So we can close all instances. So let's just say we have, let's open up the terminal, open up another instance and open up another instance. So that was right clicking there. So right click, yeah. So now what they're saying is you can close all instances of the selected application. Close all windows, there we go. Or you can close them individually. Or individually you can choose these options here. So that's close all instances, close all windows. There we go. Quickly favorite, unfavorite apps. So let's choose an app that I don't have down there. Let's go for calculator. And if we right click and we choose favorite, click that. It's been starred and it's in your favorites down here. So that's how you actually launch, add things to your panel, is selecting the favorites. So I think you used to be able to drag and drop, I'm not sure, but I don't know whether it, it's still, you can still do that. Unfavorite that, there we go. So you can do it as long as you do it within this menu here. If you try to do it somewhere else, it's not going to work. Okay, so you can do it within this area here. Okay. You can quickly launch a new instance of the selected application. We've seen that. Scroll up or down on icon task list button when a single window is open to activate and bring it into focus or minimize it based on the scroll direction. What's that do? Oh, so scrolling does that. So scroll up, scroll down. Nice. Oh, that's pretty handy. So does that work for all of them? Yeah, it does. quite nice. I like that. Toggle to minimize and unminimize various application windows. I think they're talking about this one here. Yep. I'd have to think that's what they're talking about. Additionally, this new popover design enables you to take advantage of custom application actions by supported apps such as launching a private window in Firefox, composing a new message in Geary and more. So let's have a look at that. Open new tab, open a new private window, open a new window. Nice. Launch new instance, close all windows and favorite, which it's already in favorites. So we're onto the Raven menu. The Raven, our widget and notification center has seen improvements in Budgie 10.5. You can now enable week numbers for the calendar widget in Raven. This can be done easily by going to the Raven section of Budgie Desktop settings and toggling on Enable Display of Week Numbers in Calendar. So what we need to do is go to the Budgie settings. And now you've got Raven in this menu here. So if we click on Raven, just make sure I've got that right. Yeah, I think that's right. Show calendar widget. Enable display of week numbers in calendar. So let's have a look here. So we've just got the dates. So let's toggle that on. And now you've got week numbers there. And the dates have moved over here slightly, so that's pretty handy. Notifications. Budgie 10.5 introduces improved notification management. With this release, notification management is no longer a clear or all or nothing scenario. Notifications are grouped on a per app basis and you're in control of whether or not you want to clear all notifications for a specific app, or clear a specific notification for an app. So I don't know if I've got any notifications there. No, I don't. Okay, so what they're saying here with notifications is you can clear all notifications. So I've got double notifications up here for these two here. So what you can do here is clear all of those. You can clear all notifications for a specific app. So if you go to here, you can clear all the, there's two notifications for this one. If you click here, you can clear all those notifications for that particular application, and clear a specific notification for an app. So I can clear this one only, or I can clear this one only, or I can clear them all. So that's how the notifications now works in Solus. So let's just do that. On this one, I'll clear a specific app, a specific notification to files. So we'll clear this one off. Now there's one left. You can also clear all notifications for this one. So if you click on this one, it'll clear those two out completely. Or if I click on this one, it'll clear all three unread notifications like so. And that's notifications in Solus. So while we're on notifications, if we go to Budgie Desktop settings and go to Style, under Style you have notification position, so you can choose to have it in the top left, top right, bottom left or bottom right. So you have an option there of where your notifications will pop up. And the notifications that the notification change was all due to the hard work of Bon Jaga. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it's worth noting that you can choose the position of your notification pop-ups display position because of this person's hard work. So building on this, notification summaries and descriptions are now properly summarized in their notification pop-ups. We will also no longer store notifications for power, such as automatic suspend and wake from suspend notifications. and printer notifications such as those for network printers. Now we get to the sound. So the sound widgets have been completely rewritten and redesigned. We've broken up the widgets into sound output and sound input, fixed some long-standing bugs, and introduced long sought-after features. So the volume here, I was testing this out now. If I start bringing this down, that will be the simple screen recorder app. So as I drop that down, you'll probably find that my voice is fading out. Nothing, and then the sound will start coming back in, so I can control that directly from the Raven panel. You can choose to look at the devices, so you can choose headphones, built-in audio, or the speakers as Yeti stereo. I don't have any Yeti stereo speakers, so I run with the apps in this case. And I think this would be playback sound. Oh, that's microphone sound, is it? As well? Okay. Now the other thing that the Budgie setting also has is show power strip. So the power strip is this at the bottom here. You can lock your screen, choose to shut down or log out. That's a log out. And then you can choose to go to settings. That's Budgie settings, is it? So it's already open. So if you want to hide the power strip, you can do that. Now it's gone. So there's no power strip no longer there. So let's close Budgie settings. That must be Budgie settings. Yes, it is. Also in the Budgie settings, we have individual sound settings, individual settings here for your for show sound output widget. So that would be under devices, I would think. If we turn that off, you no longer have that widget there for sound. So if we turn that back on, we have it there. So you got the option there. I've only got a microphone, not speakers. The only speakers I have is a built-in one, so it'll pick up my, I can listen to that through the headphones. Show microphone input widget is now gone. So if we toggle that on, you can now see that. So that would have to be for the microphone itself. I think that's how that works. You can choose to show media playback controls or not. So they won't be shown at the moment. There's no media playing. So if I was to open up a video, say for example, if I open up this video here.
So to give you an example of some
notifications. So there's no media playback control. So if we turn that on, we should be now able to see the media playback controls. So if we minimize this, you can see your media playback controls, and if you was to turn that off, just make sure that's still playing. Yes, it is. So if you turn it off, you cannot see anything at all. Back on, there you go. You can also allow raising volume above 100%. And there it is there. I don't know if that was there before. No, it's not. So that is this Raven settings in Budgie Desktop settings. So personalization, they have changed a few things here out of the box. And if you want to read this, I will be leaving a link to this website for what's new in Solus 4, and you can probably have a read of this, but in a nutshell, this thing here, they've done a few changes. They've implemented some changes to the themes, to the default GNOME themes, to give users the most optimal experience. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, then you could probably click on the link to this website here for Solus 4 and have a bit of a read of that. Raven. So Raven has introduces a new section to Budgie Desktop settings, which is the Raven setting, which we've looked at. Windows. The Windows section of Budgie Desktop settings introduces options for center new windows on screen when possible, disabling nightlight mode when a window becomes full screen. This option will automatically re-enable nightlight mode when leaving full screen. This is great for late night gaming or movie watching. Let's have a look at that. So we're under Windows. So center new windows on screen. Disable nightlight mode when windows are full screen. So that's a great idea. So enable window focus change on mouse enter and leave instead of based on clicking on a window. Alright, so what they're talking about here is enable window focus change on mouse enter and leave. Enables window focus to apply when the mouse enters the window and unfocus when the mouse leaves the window. So if we toggle that on and we have a couple of windows open here, let's Budgie settings and simple screen recorder. So if I go from that to that, now the focus is changing just by hovering the mouse to the different window. So that's a little bit different. So added dedicated CC classes for sound widgets, app list, devices list and sound devices, as well as various popovers to make it easier for theme developers. We now prevent the dragging of desktop icons into the icon task list, given its purpose is to show favorited and or active windows. Desktop icons. Okay, so you can't drag desktop icons. So that is the changes in Solus 4. So now there's one thing I would like to cover in this. Now let's have a look at the compact mode on the panel. Okay, so if we're in Budgie Desktop settings and we go to bottom panel and we choose Budgie menu, we are able to change some things here. So compact mode doesn't show apparently multiple, what was it? Multiple. So this Budgie release introduces a few refinements to the Budgie menu. We no longer show applications multiple times in non-compact mode when headers are turned off. Okay, so show headers, the headers are turned off. So non-compact mode, yeah, they must have had, yeah, I think they did have a couple of different ones showing. Can't exactly remember what that was, but definitely looks a lot cleaner now. And we've got other as well. So you do have compact mode for the menu there. So that just shows all applications without menus, without category menus. And then if you turn that back off, you have your category menus here. And I see that they're running the the original simple screen recorder desktop icon there. That's pretty good. Now the one thing I would like to cover in Solus 4, and that is that I'm hoping this might help some people. Now in other locations under networks, we have my hard drive connected to my modem here. So that's my modem. So as you can see, the modem's popping up. And I can browse my hard drive on the modem through my network. Now, originally, nothing was showing up here. So what I found was, let me find my search. Took me a while to find this one. So what I found in this search here was you should check the SMB versions your router and Solus are supporting. Some routers with SMB capability use really old versions. Some Fritzboxes, for example, which is what mine is a Fritzbox. So I don't know if this person's from Australia or whether the Fritzbox is sold internationally. I don't know. So it's possible that Solus just support the most recent standard out of the box. So what I've found that I have to do is, and this might help some people, is we need to go to sudo gedit, which is their text editor on here, gedit text editor. So I'm using that. So sudo gedit user share defaults samba smb.conf. So we open that up. So what I've done is I've followed what they were saying on there. This person actually worked out some answers here. So if I can find that. So what this person is saying is editing SMB2 within the user share default samba smb.conf to NT1 worked. So that's what I'm going to show you here, and it worked for me as well. So if I have a look at my pictures here, I took a screenshot before I changed anything there. So that's my screenshot, and we'll look at that in comparison to this one here. So let's just line it up a little bit more. So as you can see, client min protocol SMB2, I changed to NT1, and serve min protocol was SMB2. I changed that to NT1. So anything with SMB2 in this list here, I changed to NT1. Now, what that means is when I now search for anything on the internet here, I get my FritzNAS come up straight away and everything else that's there. Before, when I clicked on Windows Network, it just said folder is empty. No, there was nothing there. This work group wouldn't show up. Now I get, that's my son's computer in the study, and there's my FritzNAS, which is the Fritzbox. So that, out of the box, it wasn't working. Now for a lot of people it may be working, for me it wasn't. So it took me quite a while to find out what the problem was there. So I hope that can help somebody out, because that was becoming very frustrating and annoying not to be able to get a hold of my files on my network, because there are a few files I have on the backed up there, and especially some of my recordings and stuff. So yeah, I think it's not a fault with Solus, it's a fault with probably the protocols that they're using, and it's not relating to the actual device itself. So the modem, the actual modem, so they're not relating in some way. So changing that, change that completely. So that was pretty good. So I'm happy that worked, and I hope that can help somebody else out. So now the other thing I want to get to on Solus is also third party. Now, when I do a video on Solus, I will always show the third party stuff. And then we open that back up. We get to the Solus home page. We go to Help Center. And I believe it should be under Software. And also Third Party. So if you navigate your way there, you will be able to use these commands. So for Google Chrome, for example, copy and paste that into the terminal, and then you will copy and paste this one here into the terminal. That's the alternative way of installing third-party apps in Solus. Now, it may be better, but the last time I was using this, it was a bit of a hit and miss situation on some things. It would take a while, take a long time. Some people were complaining that they weren't working at all. So we're going to have a look and see how it's traveling at the moment. So let's install Google Chrome. And I always judge it on that one because that one always used to take a long time to install. Okay, so I've waited patiently here for in excess of 15 minutes for this thing to install. Now these are the issues you will have with the third party. Now I've in the past experienced much faster installs through this third party, and then sometimes even longer and not even installed at all, like this has happened here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop that install there, and we're going to do the other method from the Solus Help Center, and I'll show you how much quicker that can be because it hasn't installed. Well, at least I don't think it has anyway. We'll check for Google Chrome. Well, actually, maybe it has. It has installed. Okay, so it didn't. I don't know at what point it did install, so let's just not make that the default at the moment. So it actually is installed. So 15 minutes, it didn't tell me anything, but it did install. All right, so we miss out on doing this one here. So I would have just copy and paste that to there, like so. And then after that command, I would have done the same with this one here, like I said before. And it's as simple as that. So at least in the terminal, you get a completion and you know that it's finished. So I would have edited this video out, but I'm not going to make you sit through 15 minutes of waiting. But if you check the clock, you'll see the time. It was probably in excess of 15. It did work, but I had no confirmation. So that's the sort of issue sometimes you have with the third party. So if we have a quick look, you got updates there and we're up to date. If you check for updates, it'll discombobulate the update matrix. You got some settings there for the Software Center itself. Now, touching on the third party, Solus is probably well aware that there is issues with the third party for a long time, and I'm sure they're working on it. And there is a issue with the way it translates the information, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but there are some issues there they're aware of, and that's probably why they're working on their Software Center, and they have been for a while now. So they're only a small team. So, but the changes they're making and the subtle changes, and they're chipping away at it. They're doing a very good job. So here we have desktop theming. You can look for themes within here and go back, look gaming on Solus. You can look for games, multimedia and graphics, internet software, office software, programming and languages, security and system software. So a very well categorized Software Center, I must say, and that can't be easy to update and make look better, but I know that they are working on it, so it's probably going to look pretty awesome when it's done. So and if you can't find what you're looking for, just go for a search and search what you're looking for. Just check if my cherry tree is in here, which I know it should be. When you search, you've got to press enter, and there we go. So cherry tree's in there. Just a quick look through the what's on here by default. Calculator files, gedit, and graphics, Photos and LibreOffice Draw. Internet, I installed Google Chrome, so it comes with Thunderbird, Transmission, HexChat, Calendar, LibreOffice, Calc. So you got most of the LibreOffice suite there. GNOME MPV, Rhythm Box, Simple Screen Recorder I installed. You got your system settings, including hardware drivers for your graphics cards. System tools, universal access on board, system monitor, and other. So system monitor, let's have a quick look at that. 1.7 gigs so far, and we've had a few things open, including Google Chrome. That's 22%, not too bad. It's GNOME based, so it's going to be a little bit high anyway. And one thing I've mentioned before, and I'd like to mention again, it would be really nice, especially in any Budgie desktop, to have these two settings, the standard GNOME settings, which is that there, which everyone is familiar with if you've seen the GNOME desktop. And then you've got your Budgie settings. I'd like to see those icons different and give them their own identity. The Budgie settings and your GNOME settings. Be nice to see them differentiate the difference between the two instead of having the same icon. Would be pretty cool. They did say they're using 4.2, I believe, 4.2.16, that's correct. So you've got your power button here. You can log out here if you wish. Lock, suspend, hibernate, restart, and shut down. And if you put the power strip in there, you've also got a log out there, I believe it is. Calendar. And I think you can add events, synchronize, weather. You can put the weather in there. It's quite a good feature, little feature, that one. Preferences, show date, show seconds, and preferences there. Time and date settings, so that will take you directly to the time and date settings in the GNOME settings. Internet, notifications, battery, power, sound, and that'll take you to sound settings in the GNOME settings as well. Pretty handy as well. Bluetooth. A quick look at the drivers. NVIDIA graphics driver, it's installed already, so you click on that and then you just click install. In this case it's removed because it's already installed. I didn't see that one there. Also install 32-bit driver required for some games. I don't really game, so I'm not really fussed about that at this point. And I'll probably have to do the pipeline thing because I do have a bit of screen tearing going on there. I'd probably have to look into that. I'm not too fussed at this point. We've got a default applications there that takes you directly to the GNOME settings as well. Yep. Okay. So that was Solus 4 Budgie Desktop. A bit of a look around and look at some of the changes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it informative and interesting, and thank you for watching.